What is up, everybody? We are back. It's only been a few weeks, but I am excited to talk some golf once again. So we have the Procore Championship this week. Then there's a little bit of a break. Then we have the Ryder Cup. Can't wait for that. Obviously, should be a good one. Seems like the betting markets are tightening when it comes to Team USA versus Team Europe. So going to be a lot of fun there in New York. But we're here to talk about the Procore Championship, and a lot of the U.S. team is actually in the field this week because it's kind of their tune-up before the Ryder Cup. It's going to be held at the Silverado Resort, which is it's in Napa Valley. It's the North Course. This is a par 72, just over 7,100 yards. So on a par adjusted basis, very short course by PGA Tour standards. It's not necessarily a bomber-friendly course. Golfers do hit driver quite a bit off the tee, but you don't want to be too wild. So the fairways here, they're tree-lined. They're narrow. They're only 27 yards wide on average. Then there are a bunch of dog legs. So you kind of want to be a good total driver of the ball. We've seen guys, Brendan Still, Emiliano Grillo, those types kind of really perform well here. They're good total drivers of the ball, and they also are good iron players. So that's kind of what I'm looking at this week. As far as the model goes, I'm looking at stroke gained off the tee, put that at 9%, total driving at 3%. If you want to mix these up a little bit, bump up total driving, I don't mind that approach. Stroke gain approach at 12%. Pretty small weight to tee to green because they're already accounted for with the rest of the metrics. 6% to around the green, 6% to putting, and then 3% each to birdie or better and bogey avoidance. Now, the greens here, they do feature a mix of bent grass and Poana. That's typically the case in California, especially on the Poana front. Course history has been pretty predictive here over the years, so I put the course history at 5%. In terms of the guys that have played the best here over the years, you have Tigala, who's really been struggling with his form recently, but obviously California kid that loves this course. JT, not a big sample, but he has played well here. Matt Kuchar's got a really good track record here. He's been playing some good golf over the last 6 months. Fishburne, very volatile, but he was third here last year, a couple top tens recently, so a guy I wouldn't mind looking at. Tom Hoagie, good iron player, so it doesn't surprise me that he's played well here. Max Homa in California, you can always spin that narrative. Guys that have played well on fairways that are difficult to hit, I think the average driving accuracy here last year was in the 45 percentile range. Scheffler, number 1, Henley 2, Spawn 3, JT 4, Colin Morikawa 5, and then guys that have played well on non-difficult par 72s. This isn't necessarily an easy par 72, but in the rabbit hole on BetSpurt, I went and go ahead and looked at easy, very easy, and average scoring conditions for a par 72. That's going to be this metric here. Chan Kim, number 1. He's a guy that's popping in the model this week. Justin Lower, Justin Thomas, Ben Griffin, and Tom Hoagie kind of leading the way there. As always, we have the form and field strength. If you ever have any questions about what goes into these metrics, feel free to reach out to me. Basically, it's just how often a golfer finishes in the top 5, 10, and 25% of the field that they're playing in. And then these 3 columns here are just raw strokes gain over the last 3 months, 12 months, 18 months. So if you're looking for more upside, guys that are volatile are going to pop more in like these columns here. Guys that are more consistent, probably going to pop more in these columns here. The field strength, I've hit 10% this week. Once again, it kind of helps neutralizes golfers who only play in weaker fields versus golfers who only play in stronger fields. At the very top of the model, we have Scotty Scheffler, no surprise there. But 14.4 on DraftKings, 15,000 on FanDuel. That's a tough price to swallow. If you try to build lineups with him in it, it's not easy, especially on DraftKings. You're left with like 7,100 left per player. And I don't love a lot of the guys in the 6Ks. So I don't want to start my lineups with Scheffler. I think he deserves to be the top overall play. I think, plus 225 to win this week. It's hard not to like him. But you're not going to like the rest of your lineups. I mean, the chances of getting 6-6 with Scheffler are going to be pretty low this week. So I'm going to be starting with Russell Henley at 10,000. Obviously doesn't project quite as well, but 12 percentage points isn't too bad. He's been in great form. He's been a top 5 machine pretty much all season. Good total driver of the ball, good iron player, good putter. So I like starting lineups with him at 10K. You have JT, who I just worry about his driving. If it shows up, he'll probably play pretty well. If it doesn't, then he's going to be in some trouble this week. I do like Patrick Cantlay. Talk about it a lot during the playoffs that he's a guy that always seems to come alive this time of year. And he typically doesn't play these events because he's, this is his off season, but he's gearing up for the Ryder Cup. So he is playing this week. Second at the Tour Championship. I think it's a really good spot for him. He loves playing in California. Number 5, we have Sam Burns. He put together a pretty strong second half of last season. No issue with him in any format. He is a guy that can really, get hot with the putter. Then you have JJ Spawn, 4 straight top 15 finishes. That's looking pretty good. Miscut here, or sorry, that's Ben Griffin. And then JJ Spawn's got the good course history with the good form as well. So I like both of these guys on shorter courses, and this one certainly fits the bill. Don't know what to do with Morikawa right now. I mean, he'll flash upside in a round or two, but then, the next round he'll struggle. So until he kind of posts a couple top 10s, I'm probably just going to stay away from him. McNeely's interesting. He's a California kid. He had a bunch of top 5s as well during this last season, second here in 2021. So I like that quite a bit. The 8Ks are kind of a dead range for me. I don't mind Bhatia, English, or Thompson, but they're not priorities for me. I'm kind of going to be starting in the 9s and then moving down to the 7s. In terms of my favorite plays in the 7s, Keith Mitchell in tournaments is fine. He's very hit or miss, so I wouldn't look his way in cash games, small field stuff. But I do like Rico Hoey, one of the better ball strikers in the field. I do like Patrick Fishburne. I talked about 3rd place here last year, a couple top 10s at this over the last couple months as well. Smalley is a guy that tends to be hit or miss, so kind of include him in the large field stuff. I like Victor Perez. He's been playing some really strong golf. I like Emiliano Grillo. He actually won here as a rookie. It was a long time ago, but he's got pretty good track record, and he's been playing some good golf. The driving's been good. The irons have been good. The putting's been good. So Grillo at 7,500, one of my favorite plays. I actually put a small outright on him at 100 to 1. So hoping he plays well this week. Kevin Roy makes sense here. Gim makes sense here again. I think it's a accurate ball strikers type of course. Matt Kuchar's been playing well, like I mentioned. I'll have some Kuchar for sure. And then, that's pretty much it. In terms of guys in the 6s that I am comfortable rostering, Chan Kim's one of them. Norlander. Stephen Fisk has been popping in the model for a while, but he hasn't been very good recently. Luke List, man, he's sort of fallen off over the last year or two. Hisatune had a nice run at one point last year. He's been in some bad form recently. So basically, if you're paying for somebody in the 6Ks, it's for a reason. They aren't in good form or they don't have good course history. Siggs might be the one exception. He's 4 for 4 here. Tends to play the same course as well each year. So if you want to look his way at 6,700, I don't mind doing that. But I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. It's good to have some golf back. Let's have some fun at the Ryder Cup, and NFL's back. So obviously life is good right now. Good luck, everybody, and we will see you back here next week.